Hey everyone, this is Dave with Mile High Drone Services, and it is really windy outside today. So let's go outside and see how the Mavic 3 Pro handles the high winds. I'm going to take it out to an RC field. They actually have a windsock out there, and they also have instruments that tell us how windy it is. And so we'll go out there and let's put this baby to the test and see how it handles the wind. So without further ado, let's head out to the field and give it a shot. Hey everyone, Dave with Mile High Drone Services. I'm out at an RC field on a pretty windy day. Well, that was interesting. We went out the field. The winds were blowing like crazy. Um, Sustained winds of 22 to 25 miles an hour, gusts to 30 or a little bit more. And I must say that this drone did very well. And as you can tell in the video, I centered it on the windsock, and I backed the drone up far enough so I could zoom in 28x. So that way uh, it was any movement by the drone or the gimbal would be greatly exaggerated. And I must say it did very well. So it performed just as well as my Mavic 2 zoom, which I've flown in high winds. I've flown the zoom up in Wyoming with gusts up to 50 miles an hour, so we didn't have that, but it was still pretty dang windy. And then just for grins, there's some high tension power lines in the area. And one of the things I've done in the past for power companies is inspections of these lines. So I thought, well, let's send up the drone in these high winds and see how well it does. And let's see how well this zoom camera actually works. So given that I'm still getting familiar with the drone, I kept the drone a pretty good distance away from the power line, about 38 feet. And then I was also a little bit below the line because I wanted to shoot up into the bright sky to make it as challenging as possible to get a good photo. And then I adjusted the EV so I could really get the best photo possible on the resistors. So that's what I did, and let's take a look at a couple of those photos, and you can judge for yourself whether this drone would be a reasonable choice for doing something like power line inspections. So here are the photos, and actually I said resistor, I meant insulator. As you can see, when it's zoomed into 28x, we've got a pretty clear picture of the insulator. In fact, it's clear enough to read either the part number or the serial number on that insulator. And the drone was 38 feet from the pole and probably 15 to 20 feet below the wire. So, you know, if you want to figure out the actual distance, get out your geometry textbook and, you know, plug in the formula or ask Google. But anyway, I think it did a pretty good job. And, you know, especially given that the winds were gusting so bad, you know, it was able to lock in on that insulator pretty darn good and get some photos, get some pretty good photos. You know, if it was calm, you know, you get the drone a little closer or quite a bit closer, and you even get a clearer shot. But I think the quality of the photo was perfectly acceptable if you were trying to, you know, analyze the insulator, see if there were any cracks or breaks in it or anything like that. So that's just kind of a bonus to the high wind test to see, like, okay, let's do real world. What if we're out on a job doing power line inspections with this guy? Would it work? And I think it would. I've done power line inspections with the Mavic 2 Zoom in north central Colorado out by Wyoming, and we had horrible winds up there, and the Mavic 2 Zoom did a good job, and I think the Mavic 3 would actually do a better job, because I think that 28x zoom would be pretty good for that particular scenario. You know, I've had a lot of complaints about the Mavic 3, which I posted in my really long video, but in this case, you know, handled the wind very well, and it was did a very fine job for doing something like a power line inspection in those high winds. So, hope you enjoyed it. If so, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave comments, and that's it.